All right, so this is going to be a special episode. We need to do an intro, don't we? What are the best TV intro songs ever? We have the answers.
Hey everybody, it's Micah. As I was going through editing this episode, there's a few parts where the audio is a little wonky, and I just wanted to let you know that that's the case before the episode starts. We decided to try a new location in our house of recording, so I think that might have messed a few things up. There's a few parts where there's feedback. It's not super bad, but also just with the nature of this episode being copyrighted music that we're listening to, and we decided to keep part of that in. It's very short snippets of these intros. And I just wanted to give a heads up that we're not going to be playing the whole intro. It's only going to be a snippet. Anyways, that's it. Enjoy the episode.
This is going to be a special episode. We have our friends that we do the best of episodes with each year.
Hi again.
Camden and Liv are here with us in our sketchy little basement.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, do you feel like this is like kind of aesthetic for this kind of a thing if we ever start filming?
I feel like it could be kind of become a running joke, but
It's
also
a vibe. It's a spooky vibe, but
it is.
I don't know.
But like, there's something about it. I don't know. Like
I mean, homeownership, baby.
yeah.
Was that a flex, Brayden?
No,
Yeah, we have a basement.
Liv flex for us. I didn't say it. Liv said it. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through 32 of what we think and the internet thinks are the greatest TV intro songs of all time. And we have a bracket set up, and we're going to make them go head to head until one comes out on top, because it's fun to be an annoying assholes about what's the best thing in TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind, we are only doing 32, so there's definitely going to be some that we left off, especially a lot of the old stuff. Like, there's no MASH here, there's no Cheers, there's no Frasier, there's no, Golden Girls, I Love Lucy, none of that's here. Another rule is no intro is allowed if the song was not composed for the show. So stuff like True Detective, Peaky Blinders, The OC are disqualified because those songs...
I thought that most of the songs in the OC were created for that show, though.
Not the intro,
no.
though.
Okay.
Most of them were just featured.
Oh.
Yeah.
He did his research.
Yeah.
I think Brayden is like secretly obsessed with that show and really wants to watch it, but he doesn't want to be the one to put it on. He's brought it up a bunch of times.
I just respect it for like the music part of it, because they brought a lot of bands out of obscurity because that show got so popular. Fun fact though, they tried to get the Arctic Monkeys to play or to feature some songs on the OC, and the Arctic Monkeys were like, we don't want to be an OC show.
Oh.
So they rejected the OC.
It's kind of funny that you bring that up. Is if you ever watch One Tree Hill, there's always Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah.
Always randomly in that show here and there.
Oh, here
It's
live, Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah,
and then they all he gets way too long of
like a feature.
Well, he's like an actual character in the show, and it doesn't make any sense. But it's just kind of funny because that is a show that doesn't. I don't think the original music, he's not creating original music for the show, but he's in the show all the time.
I forgot about that show.
It's funny. You watched it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've actually watched it a couple times.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
It's a very silly show, but it's good for what it is.
No, shows are silly.
All right, so let's get moving on this, because this will potentially take a long time.
Yeah.
So we've got these are just some primers, ideas. We're going for the best intro song, and that can mean a lot of different things. These are the primers that I thought of that might help you decide what to choose between, a particular pair that's difficult.
So you're setting the rules?
These are just ideas.
Guidelines, maybe.
Yeah, some guidelines.
So you're setting the guidelines for everybody else?
I mean, who else,
So are we
So
picking...
we have to follow your rules?
Right, it is Father's Day.
You as a man are setting the rules for us women that us women have to follow?
I mean, it is Father's Day. So this is just what I came up with. So you might consider which one is more iconic.
What do you mean by that?
Popular. Which one is known by everybody, even if someone hasn't seen the show. If they heard it, would they know it?
Mhm.
So are we putting two together that like we would kind of
It's
pit
like head to
against?
head, and then the winner of that one will move on to like the next
round.
Okay, so
It's like a tournament.
how are we pitting them against each other?
Well, he's kind of explaining that right now.
I have a bracket
It's like,
here.
what do you think is the best? But it could be like just what do you like better, or like what one? If you heard it, you're like, oh, I recognize this, even if you've never seen the show. Is that iconic? Is it better?
Right.
It's up to you. But
if you're wondering what that sound is, that is Micah pissing onto the floor. Disgusting.
Aren't you glad that we don't video this though?
Yeah. Okay, so iconic is one consideration you might do. Another one is best composition. What I mean by that is, for example, spoiler alert, but I think Severance is composed in a very perfect way for what the show is. Like, there's a lot of dissonant notes that make you feel kind of uneasy as you're listening to it. And Severance is a show that makes you feel like there's something wrong with the world.
Severance starts now.
Right. So that's what I mean by composite. It's like composed in a very meticulous way that ties into what the show is.
So you're obsessed with that song. Is this a spoiler?
Severance is going to be on the list, by the way. That's the spoiler. The third consideration, which is the biggest banger bop? I mean, that goes without saying. We all know it when we hear it. And then the last one was, it gets you in the mindset for the show, aka mood vibes. Like when you hear it, you're like, oh, I'm ready to watch X show. I'm in the zone for X show. So those are just some of the ideas. You might come up with your own rules to help you as you go. But
You're allowing that?
But without further ado, here's the bracket. The objective, correct, comprehensive, and true ranking of the top TV show intros of all time, aka Octraticiat.
Is that 32?
that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
You like that?
Simple enough.
Simple. And let's just start right at the top. And what we'll probably do is we will play the intro for us, for our benefit. Maybe Micah will keep some of it in so you can be reminded. But we also could get copyright stricken, so you know.
I probably won't be able to play these.
But
We can interrupt it enough times, and so it's not the actual song
Maybe I'll just
anymore.
put like a voice changer over it.
Liv can just sing each one after.
Please don't sign me up for that.
And then there'll be no problems.
You're not curious.
Nobody knows how we get this.
Okay.
Why was that so good?
But that's not the right lyrics whatsoever.
I don't know.
But it was still the right tune. It was really high pitched. It was good.
All right. The first one is Grey's Anatomy versus Community.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually
Was
don't.
Grey's Anatomy, was it written for the show? I didn't even realize.
I think so. I think I looked this up.
Okay.
I did my best to research this. So if I got it wrong, just keep in mind I did this kind of quickly on the day.
So you're saying you did shitty research?
I did bad research, yeah. But most of these I'm like very confident were written for the show. This is one where I'm like maybe a little question mark, but anyway, we're doing it.
What's her name? Shonda Rhimes.
Mhm. I haven't heard it in any other context, so I think it's
Okay. All right. And then here is Community.
Give me your hands, show me the door.
Wait, so I have a question. So when you say, what was the third rule?
They're not rules. They're just ideas.
They were rules.
Banger bop.
No, what was the second rule?
Best composition. In this case, I don't think what I had in mind really applies to either of these two.
Okay, because when I hear both of those, I'm thinking of how the show makes me feel.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah?
Are we taking that into consideration?
No,
'Cause
I
thought you
would
said
say
no.
that's more gets you in the mindset for the show.
Okay.
That falls
I think
under Rule 4 more.
Personal preference does come into play too.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I think that's what 90% of my picks are going to be, just which one I prefer. I will consider iconic if I haven't seen either of the two shows.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give that more weight, but if I've seen both, iconic doesn't matter as much to me. I'll say that.
Okay.
Well, personally, in this context, I like Community better.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen
Yeah.
maybe half a season of Community, but I don't know. I feel like it also just kind of matches
Yeah, totally.
the show better. Like when I listen to the Grey's Anatomy theme, it just does. It's never made sense to me.
The Grey's Anatomy song makes me mad, honestly. It just is
Does
like
it fill you with rage?
kinda because I'm just like it's too long for one thing, and then it's just like how fast can I skip this? Whenever if you're watching on Netflix or whatever, it's like how fast can I just is the skip
You're like
button?
scrambling for the remote.
Yeah,
like, can I just please get through this?
Please don't make you listen.
Do you
to
think
this.
they added another 10 seconds for every season that they've made?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So
And
that,
that's,
like,
and
the
that's
intro-
why it's several hours long.
Yeah.
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 You know what's funny is some shows kind of like do away with the intro, and some of them just keep them for the whole thing. So,
Well, Grey's
you-
Anatomy
Yeah.
actually they shortened it. It used to be a lot
yeah, they
longer.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If you have a great intro,
It doesn't need to be short.
I love shows that keep it.
Mhm.
But like shows, for example, Andor, I think Andor's intro sucks. It is so annoying to me every time. I
Did it
I
make
wish
the
we could
list?
just get into it. I didn't put it on the list.
Okay.
I didn't think it deserved it at all. It's a great show, but like the intro just freaking sucks in my opinion. So, all right. So we all agree Community
Yep.
wins that
That
round.
was easy.
Okay. The next pair, White Lotus versus The Simpsons.
It's tough.
And this is going to be pretty rough. So, like, remember, just which one you prefer, I think, is going to be your shining, guiding light with some of these.
Which one we prefer
Yeah.
is what you want us to pick.
Well, at least for me. That's what I'm going to end up doing a lot of the time. Tell me if this is right, because I actually haven't seen White Lotus. I'm kind of loving this. Like,
Oh, yeah, that is.
not really. It feels...
Does it feel yuck?
Do you
It
feel
feels-
a little unsettled though?
a little. It feels like Back to Nature. I really liked that. I've never seen that show. Okay, on to the Simpsons theme. So that one, I mean, as I'm listening to that, I'm picturing the way that the intro always does. It's always opening in the clouds, and then it zooms in on Springfield. If you've watched The Simpsons, you know what I'm talking about.
And fun fact, Brayden and I played that in high school or middle school in band. Actually.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In band, that's funny.
Trumpet buddies.
Yeah. That one was composed by Danny Elfman, too.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. He's such a freaking boss. He's so good. He did the original Batman theme track or theme song. He did the whole soundtrack, actually. He did Nightmare Before Christmas. He was the lead singer of Oingo Boingo. Prolific guy.
Iconic.
So that
Yeah.
that one's
It's
hard.
It's really hard, but also I feel like it comes down to what you can picture when you're listening to both things.
Hmm.
And I like The Simpsons, like that just takes me back to watching it, like especially as
Yeah.
a kid growing up. Like White Lotus, I feel like it's not really. I don't think it's a fair
It's not fair.
judgment.
yeah.
But White Lotus, I am not drawn in as much to the show as I am with The Simpsons. So for me,
Yeah.
I have to say The Simpsons
Okay.
because I can actually visualize.
And it's like easily the more iconic of the two as well.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
not
I
even
mean,
close.
the White Lotus could
Yeah.
potentially, like, if they have more seasons, but I don't think it'll ever, stand on 2 feet against The Simpsons.
No. Well, I think The Simpsons is like S tier. Like it could win
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Could,
like it's
yeah.
that iconic.
It is.
Yeah.
So White Lotus is like, yeah, it's really cool, and it's really cool, good for the the show, and it
Well, they did a great job with it. There's no denying
yeah,
that.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's
But I
awesome.
think as far as iconic, it's Simpsons. I think wins.
Yeah. I'm going Simpsons as well for the same reasons. Micah.
I'm choosing not to vote.
Dare to be
Just
different.
you-
Choose
okay,
something else.
vote.
It's so hard.
You can vote White Lotus. You didn't grow up with The Simpsons.
I didn't grow up with The
So it's-
Simpsons, but it's also like I still knew the theme song,
Yeah.
but I really like both. And this whole time that everyone's been talking, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pick The Simpsons. Okay, I'm going to pick. But then I'm like, but White Lotus is really good,
It is really.
It
That
is.
is a very
It is.
strong.
and so
And it sucks that it had to happen this early.
yeah.
Could have made
So-
it a round or two.
Yeah.
But
But that's just. Anyway, are you going to vote or no?
I think I would pick White Lotus.
That's fair.
It's fine.
I think it's great.
I think
it's
it
done
deserves a
really
vote.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, but Simpsons moves on. Okay, next one, Yellowstone
You're so dumb.
versus the Addams
it's even
Family.
worth playing the Yellowstone song.
Well, I want to just to make my point that I'm about to make. Okay, here's Yellowstone. That was actually a joke. I freaking hate Yellowstone. The real one is Fargo. The reason I did that is because I think that they have very similar sounding melodies, even though they're not done necessarily with the same instruments. But this is the Fargo. Anyway, that was Fargo. So it's really Fargo versus the Addams Family. Micah, you have
Is it
the
this
Addams
one?
Family. Here's my thing on this one. The Simpsons is iconic, and it got a lot of points for that, but it's also a very well-composed song, you know? It's got a
Yeah.
ton of instruments, it's got development, it's Danny Elfman. I don't actually think the Addams Family song is all that special apart from its iconicness.
Well, I think for me, what it is, and why I'm gonna go Adam's Family here
Oh,
is because it stood the test of time. Like I've never even seen. I've maybe seen 5 or 10 second clips of Adam's Family, but I've never seen a single episode ever, and yet I know the theme song, which is like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That it's
that's fair.
it
Yeah.
stood the test of time that way. Where I don't even care to watch the show, and yet I know the theme song. I've known it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that's pretty I feel like that's almost impossible to do in general.
Especially now with how
yeah.
much content there is in the world.
Yeah, and I mean
That's fair.
back then, to be fair, like there weren't as many TV shows, but I guarantee there's a ton of shows that I've never heard of or know the theme songs for that existed back then. Like I'm trying to think, there's like I don't know, like the Mary Tyler Perry, it's like something show. It was like very well known back then, but I have no idea what the theme song is.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. So I think that's for me why I'm going Adam's Family.
Okay,
that's just my thing.
Fair. I'm going Fargo. I just think it's a better song. This is the first time where I'm just full bias is showing.
Well, personally, I hate the Addams Family song, and the show makes me feel weird inside. You guys know where I stand with kind of.
And Fargo doesn't make you feel weird inside.
It can. I don't know. Fargo's so good.
You guys know where I
very
stand
good.
with
Very good.
what's his name? Old guy that I love.
Oh yeah, what?
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson,
Yeah.
season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Silver Fox.
I respect Addams Family for all the reasons that Camden said, but I'm gonna have to go Fargo on this one, just for personal preference.
I think I agree with Camden. I think I picked the Addams Family too.
So we never actually decided what we're doing about tiebreakers.
Is it phone a friend, or is it someone?
We were gonna do phone a friend,
or is it someone that feels stronger? Should we phone a friend?
Let me call Chase.
Has Chase seen Fargo?
I don't know if
Is
he
he
has.
familiar?
Or do we have to play it for him?
I almost feel like it has to come down to someone that's seen Fargo.
Let me see if he's cool.
I know, because otherwise they're just gonna say.
Well, but
Hopefully he's not asleep.
I don't know. We could just see.
Could flip a coin. I mean, that might be the fastest if we end up running into a lot of these.
Maybe we could do a bunch of different ones.
No.
Hey, do you have a second? Chase?
All right, that's all the time I got.
Shit, dick. All right, I'll get this
The
ready.
person you dialed.
What an
He
asshole.
sent you the voicemail. Should I call Armando?
Oh, hang on.
You calling him again?
Yeah.
Yo, what up?
Hey, have you seen that show Fargo?
No, it's in the movie.
Okay, call
Should we just
Armando.
call Armando? All right. Armando hasn't seen Fargo, but he is a music lover, and he was in band all 4 years of high school. So he
knows his stuff.
He has respect for
more than any of us. Probably he knows his stuff when it comes to music. Hopefully he answers.
But did he play the Simpsons theme song in middle school on the trumpet?
Theme
Oh,
song.
yeah. No, he
Theme
played
song.
saxophone. So
Who else do we even know?
this is
This is it.
I know, right?
This is the inner circle right
This
here.
is going to be a disaster if we can't get through this. Hello?
What it is?
Hey, you're on the podcast. You're live.
Okay.
You're not really
what's up?
live. But okay, so what we're doing is we're doing a bracket.
Armando, have you seen Fargo?
No,
That's fine.
Okay, well tell me which song you like better. This one?
it sounds melancholy.
Wow.
Oh, it is.
These are not from the same show.
No,
No,
they're
they're
not.
not. So which one do you like better? All right, pause it. So which one do you like better?
Wait, I
Which one
sent
do I
you a
like
picture of the
better?
rules.
Well, I think it's more iconic, isn't it? Isn't that the?
No, it's just we're trying to choose.
Stop giving your input.
We're trying to choose the best TV show theme songs of all time, and we're factoring in things like iconic, but that's not the end all be all. It's also which one is better composed, which one gets you in the mood for the show more, which one do you personally like better. You know, all that goes into it, and then you get to decide which one you think is better.
Well, I think composition. Well, I mean, it's hard to say which one is composed better because I haven't watched Fargo, but everybody knows the Addams Family theme song,
That's true.
and they're composed well for what they are. Like, Addams Family is highly recognizable, extremely iconic. Even if you didn't watch the show growing up, you've seen like commercials, cartoons, things like that represent it. So even kids today who didn't know the original would probably still know the tune. Fargo, if I just heard that Fargo music out in the wild, I'd probably sit and listen to it because it sounds nice, whoever put it together and whoever played it. But I wouldn't know that it was specifically from a TV show. So I'd have to give it to the Addams Family.
All right. Addams Family moves on. Okay. Armando, stay on standby. We may need you again as a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Talk to you later. So the next one is Hawaii 5-0 versus South Park. Micah, look up South Park for me. I will do Hawaii 5-0, and I'll get us started. This is South Park.
Never heard that before.
I
never
think
heard
this
either.
one's easy.
I think it's
Yeah.
Hawaii
Hawaii
5-0.
5-0.
Yeah,
Yep,
no
100%.
question.
No disrespect to South Park. It is a legend in the comedy animation space. Maybe the most iconic comedy animation, apart from The Simpsons, ever. But
I think everyone's heard, what is it, Hawaii 5-0?
Hawaii 5-0.
I think
Yeah.
everyone's heard that song without
I like
even
don't
knowing
even really
it.
know what the show's about, and I'm like still.
and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just better.
Yeah.
It just is. Okay, next one we have Severance versus
so
Mad
good.
Men. Micah, look up Mad Men, please.
My mind's already made up.
Here is Severance. Mad Men's is good. It's good, but here's Severance. Okay, here's Mad Men.
Oh, shit.
Have you guys seen Mad Men, by the way?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
It's pretty good.
It is
has
very good.
John Hamm
it's
and
it's one of
a few other people.
I'd say it's one of the OG great TV shows.
It's very
Yeah.
frustrating to watch as a woman.
Oh, for
As
sure.
a woman,
Lots of sexism.
I think I'm probably just like partial to Severance because I've seen it and I haven't
Yeah.
seen Mad Men, but I actually really like Mad Men.
It's great. Is that your choice,
I think I might need to hear what people say first,
Okay.
to be honest.
Micah? Want to start us off?
I mean, when I think of iconic, I think of both of them.
Yeah.
When I think of best composition, I think of both of them. When I think of banger bop, a little bebop,
Mm-hmm.
I think of both of them.
Really? Okay.
When I think of it gets me in the mindset,
Both of them.
I think it's Severance.
I think it's Severance in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's Severance.
For me, nice. She just sent our first phone a friend to voicemail.
Well, he did it to us.
Well, yeah. My thing with Mad Men is like I didn't know that was the theme song for the show, and so I couldn't pick it out. But I don't know. I mean, maybe you could say the same thing about someone that hasn't seen Severance, but
You could,
Severance,
I
it
think.
just for me, I guess partially because I've seen the show, it just really hits like what the show
Mhm.
is
Mm-hmm.
really well. It almost is like eerie,
Yeah.
kind of
Yes.
like funky,
Yes.
and you're like, this feels kind of like something's off with this song, and that's kind of how you feel about the show.
Right.
But Mad Men seems like, I don't know, maybe like adventurous and I don't know, like faster paced maybe, and maybe that's kind of the show is. But for me, it's just like what's more iconic, what's better. Even without having, if I hadn't seen either of the show, I feel like Severance kind of puts you in the mood for the show. But
Yeah. I think if you're rating show to show, Mad Men is more iconic for sure at this point in time. But I've also watched an entire video on how the Severance theme was composed, and
Nerd.
I'm very impressed with it. So I'm choosing Severance for sure.
Yeah. I echo what Camden said, and I say Severance, but Mad Men, it's a bop.
Okay, Mad Men, good showing. It's a shame you had to get knocked out so soon. Bye-bye. All right. The next one, I saw a sneaky peeky. It was Mission Impossible versus SpongeBob.
oh, that's tough. That's really tough.
These are both very iconic. They're both very iconic. So which one do you have ready, Micah?
Do we even need to
Okay.
listen to it?
I don't know.
I think we
that,
should.
do I? Is that the same one that they use for the movies?
It is,
Mhm.
but let's just remind ourselves of it because here. Okay, I'll play the Mission Impossible one. If we get a 3, a 2, oh no, we need a 3. If we're all unanimous, then we can move on with it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
Oh, sorry.
yeah, don't. It's just gonna take too long. So let's just play SpongeBob real quick.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Just when I think of like gets you in the mood, it has to be like SpongeBob. But which one I like more? I think all of the markers hit SpongeBob, but the one that I like more is Mission Impossible.
I like Mission Impossible more. I also think it's more timeless. And
Yeah.
I hate SpongeBob. It fills
Yeah.
me with like.
Yeah.
Brandon's never watched
Anger.
SpongeBob also.
No, I have. I've seen a good chunk of it actually.
Really?
Yeah, when I was young. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Mission Impossible is pretty hard to beat. That's going to be a pretty hard one to beat, in my opinion.
It's fair. So.
Do we all agree?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. Okay. Sorry if you're a huge SpongeBob fan and we kind of just dismissed your show pretty quickly. But I mean, come on. Get real.
My mom used to joke that like SpongeBob was like another member of our family because we like watched so much that we just talked about him all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I can definitely name plenty of Disney shows that that's the case for my daughter.
Guys, this is a tough one. Okay. Arthur, The Office.
Oh damn.
Okay. Should we go?
Yeah.
Every day when you're walking down the street,
I don't know.
and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
I love that one. Go ahead, Micah. Office. That's hard.
The Office is like the most iconic show in my eyes. Like
Okay.
I love Arthur, but
It's The Office for
nothing
Liv.
nothing will beat The Office. I already knew that would be super high for me.
Also, in case this got edited out, Camden had to go upstairs briefly, but the show rolls on, you know. So if we're continuing, and as long as we all agree, we don't need him,
Yeah.
right? Him, right? Just kidding, Camden.
I will.
Nice.
Happy Father's Day, Camden. I think I pick Arthur
Oh, okay.
just because.
Guess we do need Camden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so nostalgic. And it's a bebop.
It
Fuck.
is.
Camden,
Oh,
Hang
yeah.
on, stop
Tough.
Arthur, or The Office.
It's good. It's a good one.
The fate of your night rests upon your decision.
You don't know this yet, but you will later.
Probably The Office, just because
Okay.
more universally, I feel like it's known, and also,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for some reason, Arthur makes me a little uncomfy.
What?
Really?
Really?
Him walking down the street?
The upbeat Ziggy Marley one? You know which
Get
one we're talking
along
about,
with
right?
each other.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know it.
My man.
No, it's good. I mean, not the theme song. I guess the show. Sometimes I'm like, this is kind of like.
Okay.
I just have
All right.
like a deep hatred for DW, so I can't support that.
Bitch!
He's actually talked
It
like,
is.
at length about his
It's the worst.
Is she as bad as Ruby from Max and Ruby?
Have you seen that video? Was that you that showed us that video?
Yeah. He's nonverbal autistic. You sent him to the store by himself? Bitch!
No, DW. It's just like she never gets punished, and she is such a brat, and it just
Oh,
drives
yeah.
me crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't deal with it.
So you picked The Office.
The Office. I like
Braden?
The Office.
I have a little bit of an unpopular opinion about The Office. I think it is highly overrated. I think it's great, but like the mania that surrounds it, I think is too much.
I think it's died down a little bit though.
Not for people our age that are like
Really?
diehards.
Yeah.
It
There's
is
people that'll
The
watch it every
millennials?
year.
every
Yeah.
single year.
I can say I haven't watched it for a really long time.
I don't think I've seen it since high school.
Having said that, I still think it's The Office. It's really good. It's a really great opening theme song, and definitely one of the most iconic title crawls ever. You know,
Totally.
so I think it's The Office. Sorry, Arthur. Sorry, Micah.
Aww.
All right, the next pair is Seinfeld versus Stranger Things. Here's Seinfeld. Love it. Okay, Stranger Things.
I didn't actually realize how hard this one was going to be.
Iconic Seinfeld for sure. Best composition up for debate. Banger bop slash gets you in the mindset for the show. Absolutely Stranger Things for
Oh,
me.
100%.
Absolutely Stranger Things.
It makes me so nostalgic.
Yeah,
Because Stranger Things has been going on for a really long time. Like,
it has.
like almost 10 years now.
That's
It's
crazy.
got really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I remember watching this when I was like a sophomore or junior in college.
I was a freshman in college.
Yeah, It's been.
It's been a
Okay,
long
just
time.
age yourselves, you guys.
I mean, in high school. I mean, in middle school.
And these are the years that my kids were born. And
I'm voting Stranger Things personally.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
I think it's got honestly just the '80s is like
In a bottle.
in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And
Well,
not
and
to
it
say-
perfectly encompasses sci-fi. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
yeah. I think like Seinfeld is a more iconic show, more iconic theme song. Stranger Things,
But this is one where like you
Yeah.
got to look past that
Yeah.
and like which one is actually better. I think it's Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
It's an emotional decision for me.
Micah, what about you?
I was gonna pick Seinfeld until like it dropped, and then I was like,
The beat
Yeah.
dropped and the
and then it's Stranger Things,
It's so good.
which makes me so sad.
yeah.
I love the synths. Like,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so cool.
so good.
It's so cool. Okay, that is the first half of the bracket. Moving on to the second half. We have The Wire versus Succession.
Have you guys seen that?
I've seen both. I can't like think of what they sound like,
Okay.
but
All right, well, we
I
will do
haven't seen
that.
either.
Ooh, shoot. Which one is the... It's got to be this one. Pretty groovy.
If you walk to the garden.
That was The Wire. Micah?
okay, this is a no-brainer for me.
I just realized that was one I would suggest. I didn't know if you.
Yeah. Micah?
It's Succession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Succession.
That one
Yeah.
is so freaking good.
Yeah.
I love Succession.
Just the composition is just. so
It's
much better.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we have The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus The Big Bang Theory.
Ugh. I almost feel like I know what I'm gonna vote for just based off my dislike for one of these.
Wait, is it
I'm
the Bare
gonna
Naked
say-
Ladies made this song?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to say The Big Bang Theory's theme is actually very good. The show fucking sucks. Hate it. Here's The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Now this is a story all about how my life.
You get it. Okay,
So
Big Bang
this-
Theory.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly.
I think that one's really cool because it's telling you like the theory of the Big Bang and how modern science views our evolution.
Nerd.
I think it's cool and it's funny and it's the Bare Naked Ladies and it's very bite sized and it ends really fast and you get the whole thing. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for me drags on a little bit, but it's so iconic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So this is actually kind of hard for me.
My
I'm gonna let you
thing a
guys
little
go.
bit with the Big Bang Theory is, I mean, I've watched some of the show, but I don't really understand like why is there a reason why it's called Big Bang Theory?
Because we're all nerds, maybe.
Yeah, just 'cause
Yeah,
they're all
but that's like
scientists.
kind of like that seems kind of silly to me,
reason.
dumb. That's the reason it's called the Big Bang Theory, and it's cool that it's like about the Big Bang Theory, but
Yeah.
in my mind it's like it doesn't necessarily add anything to the show for me.
Okay.
Yeah. And Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like is just so iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
So.
just, for me, it's just a bop.
Okay.
And I'm going off
Fresh
vibes.
Prince.
So
Yeah.
2 for Fresh Prince. You.
I'm saying Fresh Prince.
Okay. All right. Doesn't even matter what I think. Because
True.
3 takes it. I think you guys convinced me though. I think we can't reward the Big Bang Theory. We just can't do it. All right. Family Guy versus Breaking Bad. Here's Family Guy.
It seems today that all you see.
It sounds like they're playing a bomb.
They're-
Oh, yeah. Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. I think Breaking Bad. I thought I was gonna go the other way at first, but it's for me Breaking Bad too.
I think it's Family Guy for me.
Okay.
Dang, I didn't want to have an opinion. I was hoping it was just gonna go one way or the other. It's hard because I actually, this is probably a hot take, but I don't love the Breaking Bad theme in general. I think it's iconic. Like I know it's the show when I hear the song,
Yeah.
but I don't like it. I don't necessarily like it. And Family Guy is like just kind of, I don't know, silly and funny, and I
Yeah.
feel like it hits like what the show is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I almost feel like I want to abstain from this and just let it be like a no vote, and then let it go with the 2 versus 1.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Good answer,
Breaking Bad
Camden.
moves on. Wait. Did
You
I?
need to finish that movie or that show.
I do need to
Didn't you
finish
get to
that.
like the last season?
I'm like the second to last, but halfway
Malcolm in the
through
Middle,
or
Scooby-Doo.
something.
Oh,
This is gonna be.
That's going to be hard.
It's gonna be hard because I think I know how this is gonna go, and it's gonna be hard to do this.
Yes,
And-
no,
So tear gonna come to your eye.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, and it's They Might Be Giants, and they always do funny stuff. Okay, here's Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, Scooby-Doo.
Love that. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Remember in the Scooby-Doo theme, the intro, when Scooby-Doo got like, what was it, yogurt on his face and he'd lick it off? That was always,
Oh, yeah.
that was my favorite part.
She just turned the episode off right there. That's all Micah
Stuff.
Some
needed.
good ASMR.
Oh man. I think for me it's Malcolm in the Middle. I rewatched Malcolm in the Middle, like the whole show a few years ago. Watched the intro every single episode.
Wow, you never do that.
I
Ever.
never do that. Even on
Yeah.
shows that I like, I don't typically do that.
She wanted to skip the Succession one when we were watching Succession, when
The
she
first
was
time.
watching Succession, which tells you how much she never does that.
Yeah.
Because that's just one that you don't skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love Malcolm in the Middle too.
Okay. Right.
I think it's what's new Scooby-Doo or Scooby-Doo in general, I guess.
Okay.
Just more iconic, I guess. I mean, Malcolm in the Middle. I think it's still like people know what it is still, but I wouldn't be able to pick it out. I guess the song wise, and I didn't remember that was the theme song, and I've seen the show a little bit before.
Okay. Liv?
Can I go last?
Yeah, I guess you can.
It's Father's Day.
I don't really.
We already gave the Father's Day to one of them.
I don't really have an attachment to Scooby-Doo. I didn't watch it very much growing up. Where was it?
What channel you're saying?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network or Boomerang, which
Cartoon
is like
Network.
the old school
Mhm.
cartoon stuff.
Yeah, that's odd because I did watch a lot of Looney Tunes and I watched the Powerpuff Girls. So I was on Cartoon Network, but Scooby-Doo kind of missed me. For me personally, I prefer the Malcolm in the Middle one. It's more nostalgic. And when they're equally well composed, I'm just going off of, in my opinion, in
Vibes.
my stupid dumb opinion that's not very musically inclined, I'm just going off which one I connect with more, which is Malcolm in the Middle.
You can give it my vote.
Malcolm in the Middle?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There are going to be people pissed about this. If anyone watches this, there are going to be people pissed about that one. And listen, I understand, but also, deal with
I
it.
think you can take solace in
Sorry.
that those probably will not win, but
It
you
almost
never know,
for sure
I guess.
won't. Yeah, it almost for sure won't because it has to go up against Breaking Bad next. All right, next, Curb Your Enthusiasm versus Survivor. Right, here we go. Curb. Survivor.
I already know.
It's cool. I like it. Ain't gonna change my mind.
All right. Then. Okay.
Curb.
Yeah, it's Curb for me too.
Yeah.
I'm so sad because I love Survivor and I'm portraying it, but I agree. Curb.
It's like, even though Curb is newer, it is, I think it's like 10 times more iconic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I actually think as far as a game show, adventure game show, I guess maybe my parents used to watch Greatest Race.
Oh,
Amazing Race?
Amazing Race
Okay.
all the time, and that's like super iconic to me. So it actually for me, I might have voted Amazing Race, but
if it was Amazing Race versus
but I think
Curb.
Survivor is a way bigger show than Amazing Race is. So
It is a good theme, by the way. Like,
No,
I thought it
it's a
sounded
great
really
theme.
cool. Yeah.
I love Survivor, but
But-
it just didn't.
Curb gets you in the mood to
No.
watch the show. It's iconic, and it's just, what was the other thing? It's a banger bop. It is.
Yeah, it's a banger bop.
Yeah, you can listen to it as you're walking around campus and judge people. That's awesome. All right.
and just the funny situations he gets himself into in the show, and then it starts like playing the
Yeah.
theme song.
Dun,
It's so
dun,
awesome.
dun, dun. And how many memes have been made
Oh,
where
so
that end with
many.
that song?
It's
It's
so
just
good.
When Braden watches Curb too much, he turns into Larry David.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, no.
He turns into Larry, and it's so annoying.
I'm already predisposed.
Yes.
to be. So I have to fight it, to not morph. I'm
Yes.
like John Hamm from that
And,
one
like-
Curb episode.
Like, we've talked about this, and then my brother started watching Curb, and he said the same thing.
he did the same thing. Yeah.
To him, but he was also like, this is also Braden. Like, Larry's also David. Or Larry is also
Larry is
Braden.
David.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
You need to have like all right, like this is your max allowance for the month, Braden.
Right.
You can watch 2 episodes per month,
Yeah.
or I kick you out of the house. Micah says. The house that we own, by the way.
Rat call?
We're very fortunate. All right. Moving on. We have Modern Family versus Narcos.
That's
Okay.
wild.
Okay.
This one,
Very,
okay,
very different.
very different. Here is Modern Family. Narcos.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel.
When Brandon was watching this, he would make us listen to that song all the time.
Yeah. So I guess that's a hint that I'm voting Narcos because I just love that one.
I haven't seen Narcos, but now I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's got a great opening theme.
Yeah. That one has my vote.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go Modern Family just because I feel like
Yeah.
the show overall plus the theme song, I feel like everybody. Well, I don't know.
Everybody
I mean, as far as
knows
like
it, true.
2010 sitcoms go, it feels like
It's
pretty
up
much
there.
everybody knows that. Narcos, I really like it, and I think the composition is really good for what the show is. But for me, it's just, I think part it's just nostalgia. I guess is like.
For Modern Family. Okay.
But I really like Narcos too. But Modern Family wins this round for me.
Okay.
I think the Modern Family one is really like it gets you in the mood, like in the mindset. Like it just is like it's like a what is it, Pavlov?
A Pavlovian
Pavlov's
effect with the
dog.
bell. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And like you're like, oh yeah, I like this show. It's good, but I think for me, it's Narcos. It's a vibe.
I don't know of besides Succession. I think Narcos is the only show that like theme song that has made me zone. I'm in Narcos zone. You know, as I'm listening to
I
the
see
theme
that.
song. Okay, I'm
Fair
surprised. I'm happily surprised because love it.
That next round will be tough though. Honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Next we got Bluey versus Looney Tunes, a modern classic versus an old classic. So here we
This is gonna
go.
be harder than I think.
I know.
I think it's going to be very hard for you guys.
I'm going to hear Looney Tunes and it's going to take me back. That was my dad's favorite.
I like that saxophone.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
The instrumental extended version slaps.
And this is Looney Tunes.
This isn't hard for me, actually. Looney
Okay.
Tunes.
All right.
Same.
Yeah.
I love that. All right.
I think it's
Camden.
classic.
Actually, the opposite.
Really?
And the reason being, a part of it is, it's kind of like Braden with. I can't remember what show he's talking. Maybe it was Severance, but I know a little bit about the composition about Bluey, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So they write it in like two different types of beats, like 3/2 and something else, I think, and it switches back and forth
Because it goes dun
Dun,
dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun.
So it kind of switches
Okay.
back and forth, and I think it's just
Yeah,
kind of cool.
that's cool.
And it's like, I don't know. I've watched like hundreds of hours of Bluey probably at this point,
Mhm.
and it just like
Yeah.
I love Looney Tunes, but Bluey,
You're not sick of the Bluey one.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not. I'm also not sick of it, and it's on all the time at our
Mhm.
house. So it's like for me, I just have to
Yeah.
go Bluey. But I'm not like not like mad that Looney Tunes would win either.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be easy for me, but I really like the way that Bluey one sounds.
That's a good one.
But like the nostalgia for Looney Tunes for me is just a little too strong for me to pick Bluey over it.
Well, I just want to like finish. That's all, folks. You know, like at the
Yeah.
end, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So you picked Looney Tunes?
Actually,
Yeah.
I haven't watched as much Looney Tunes as I think I should have. But
we should put it on for the kids.
I think
It's
kids would
great.
like it.
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
But I also think she gets so scared so easily.
Looney
Oh,
Tunes is
man.
not very scary.
Well,
any-
no. Okay, for
It
example,
doesn't have to be
who's
scary.
the guy with the gun? Elmer? Is it Elmer Fudd?
Oh sure, who tries to kill Bugs Bunny?
Who tries to kill
Okay, yeah.
Elmer Fudd? Cozy would definitely like run out there and be like, "Ah!"
Oh,
She just
interesting.
gets distressed very easily.
Yeah,
Like
I
anything
see.
that's like
Slight-
unsettling.
yes.
she's-
Okay.
Yeah.
The fact that he wants to kill Bugs Bunny and has a gun and shooting at him is
Okay.
like distressing her. I'm
Well, and like
sure.
Roadrunner and
And Coyote, the
Coyote.
things they do to each
Yeah.
other. Yeah, it's okay.
Anything stressful.
Looney Tunes is definitely a show that is almost more aimed at adults than it is at kids. I feel like
My
Yeah.
dad made us watch it. I think because he wanted to watch
it's awesome. It's so
Yeah.
funny for adults,
Yeah.
but it's especially Daffy. The things that Daffy says
Mhm.
are so funny for adults. Okay. Okay. Next up, we
Last
have
one.
the X-Files versus Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
I know. It's great. Here's Game of Thrones.
The first beat of that song, you know exactly. It's Game of Thrones.
And not only that, like you're ready to watch it. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
You're ready
Oh, yeah.
to go to
It
Westeros.
You're
almost
sad.
feels like
Yeah.
it's telling a story while you're watching the song.
Oh, it
while you're
is.
listening
The
to the
credits.
song, I guess.
It goes through the whole map, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
whole-
it does, but I feel like it's taking you on a journey
Mhm.
to like watch the show.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Wait, go a little forward because
Yeah.
just play it because I love it when the
It's
cello
hard.
hits.
Yeah.
Just play.
For our sake.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Game of Thrones, right?
Game of
Oh, yeah.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we unanimous on that?
sexy. Mm-hmm.
We are.
We are
But
unanimous.
poor X-Files, because it really could have beat a lot of those other first rounders.
It totally could have,
Good.
man. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next round. This would
All
be
right.
what, the round of 16?
Round of 16.
Okay.
Sweet 16, as they would call it.
Community versus
Yep.
The Simpsons. Do we need to listen to them again? I feel like we should.
Just quick, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's The Simpsons. Oh, sorry. Stupid. Community.
Give me your hands, show me the door. I cannot stand to wait anymore.
It's a no-brainer for me, Simpsons. But
Okay.
that's just me.
Okay. Liv?
Yeah, I think I agree.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a no-brainer,
That's it for me, okay?
but it is The Simpsons.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
The Simpsons. Let's be real. It is. Sorry, Community. It does. You do have a good theme song, Community.
Yeah, it's
but
really good, but you can't
You
put
came
it
at-
up against The Simpsons. That
You-
just doesn't
You
work.
came against an S tier, and you're
Yeah.
maybe an A or B tier. That's okay.
The Simpsons is a big dick swinger, and that's just what it is. All right. The Addams Family versus Hawaii Five-O. I'll do the Addams
Okay,
Family.
I feel like these are the kind of same, cut from the same cloth a little bit.
Yeah, I think these are on pretty equal footing, so let's be objective, huh? Here's
Oh my gosh. God, my ears are-
okay. Hawaii
Let's all
Five-O.
say it together.
Hawaii
Yeah,
Five-O.
Hawaii Five-O.
That theme song makes me want to watch it.
Yeah,
That theme
that is
Theme song.
that is a good ass theme song. That is undeniable. That's great.
They knew what they were doing, whatever decade that came from. I don't know, but
Ooh.
60s maybe.
Severance versus Mission Impossible.
Oh man.
Oh.
Here we go.
Shoot.
Severance. That clock in the background, I really like that. That is great. Okay, here's what I have to say. The Mission Impossible theme song is incredible, but I think it's made more incredible by the movies. So when we're talking about TV shows,
Mm.
the Mission Impossible theme has been appropriated by the movie. It's been taken by the movies. It belongs to the movies, in my opinion, more so than the show. When I hear that, I think Tom Cruise.
I literally was going to say,
Yeah.
I picture Tom Cruise's face.
So for that reason, I think I'm picking Severance. Also because Severance is just so well crafted for what the show is. I think my vote goes to Severance.
I'll agree with you.
Okay, 2 for Severance.
I think I agree, but also, like, Severance theme song is really good, but I think that meme made it better for me. That video of that guy.
Marcus Hot.
Yeah, Marcus Hot,
Hilarious,
Ellie's Hot.
yeah.
So I
Irving's
think,
Hot.
like, that made it better for me. It's really good,
Uh-huh.
but I think I'm picking Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel a little bit conflicted because Mission Impossible is that theme song, but I think you're right in the way you're saying that you're not associating it with a TV show.
Right.
Really, to be frank, I didn't even know that it was a TV show before the movies when I kind of first, I guess, knew about the Mission Impossible movies. So, I feel like I can't rightfully say that as far as like more iconic TV show
Right.
theme
no.
song.
Just better.
Yeah.
Better whatever that means.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess I go Severance on this one. I don't think it's got a hard one. It's a little different, but I think Severance for this round specifically would win.
Okay. I am happy. This is
You a
going-
happy boy?
This is going very well. All right, The Office, Stranger Things.
Oh,
That's pretty
man.
tough,
This is
actually.
going to be a hard one.
I think I know
Actually,
which way
it
I'm going to
isn't.
go. But
No?
It isn't tough.
Should I play it?
No.
No.
It's Stranger Things.
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, Camden.
I would agree. Yeah, overall.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder
Wow.
how
think
I
it's
would
for me,
feel,
it's a little
though.
bit close,
Yeah.
but I think.
I wonder how I would
Overall.
feel, though, if The Office was newer. Because, like Brayden said, I'm kind of sick of The Office
I think
at this point.
The Office would lose easier if it was newer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, like, it holds a lot of nostalgia.
It's
Okay.
the iconoclast, I
Yeah.
think, that really puts it in this weight class.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with you. I prefer the song by itself. Stranger Things, I also think it gets me in the mood more for the show
Mhm.
than The Office does.
I think the only thing that draws me back to The Office is just that you like totally know, like it's the same theme song every time, obviously. So you kind of like picture it in your head, like the scenes, like it has the different characters, their names, and kind of runs through the whole thing, and then the ending, like The Office with the door shutting,
and he's doing the adjusting the statue.
Yeah, but I think like what do I like better is, and what kind of plays to the show better of what it is Stranger Things for me.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm impressed by some of your guys' opinions. I'm liking this.
I think this one's gonna be actually pretty.
You think
easy.
that we have bad opinions?
No,
Yeah, wow, the expectations are really low.
I just feel like it's easy to go iconic, but I think for the most part we're actually picking the better of the two songs, which I'm happy with.
I'm okay being ruthless if it's like
I think
the
we
right
align.
vibe. Yeah.
I think
You
we
also
align.
don't have to deal with the fallout.
I am a faceless, nameless person to the listeners.
People get like so pissed.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just that-
Who is this Camden guy? Who's Olivia?
Are you kidding me? No.
Rapper. It's like, so bad.
All right. Succession versus The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You know what's crazy about the song? It's just off the bat with
good.
Succession, it just like hits you.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, let me keep playing that. This is another one I've listened to how it was composed. Sort of the same vibe, like as Severance. It's very classical. It feels rich. It feels very luxe, but also he's putting these like dissonant chords in the background that make you feel like there's something kind of off and there's something uneasy about this whole situation.
Yeah.
Which the whole show is like, who's gonna take over?
Well, it feels
Who's
intense.
gonna take it?
It feels intense from
Well, I
off
think
the bat.
Yeah.
It's also like it throws you in the middle of this song. There's no build up. It
Yeah.
starts
that's
high.
true.
Let me keep going because I think it swells, and when it gets to the violins, it's really good. Okay, Fresh Prince.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like.
Okay, thoughts?
I think people are gonna be mad at us because I think we're all kind of on the same boat. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Succession, for me, Fresh Prince is very iconic, but Succession, I'm just like, I've seen both, so I think it helps too. But
Sure.
Succession just is like, the song almost feels like a competition, which is almost what the show feels like too.
Yeah.
So that's just like really good, like the composition just kind of hits it, and it's very iconic when you hear it. You like, if you've seen the show, you know what it's from, and so I don't know, it just gets you in the mood, kind of like what you're talking about too. Like, it's just one that gets you in the mood.
I'll tell you a maybe embarrassing anecdote, but when I'm getting ready with like nice clothes in the morning for whatever, if we're going to like a function where you need to dress up, that theme song is in my head the whole time.
You're like buttoning up your shirt.
I'm just like, yes, I gotta try. I gotta try.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
You talk badly to yourself, like, man, this suit's not too expensive. I'm dressing like crap.
No,
I
I talk badly to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what you do in Succession, right?
There you go.
So
I feel like there's that one part in the first season where they're all like making fun of what's his
Greg.
name? Like, you dress like crap, man. Like
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go out and buy nicer stuff.
And he's like, Shiv, off.
So funny.
Yeah, it's Succession. for
Yeah.
me.
Succession.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That one is an instant modern classic. Show, song, everything. Characters, everything.
Are they still making that?
No, it's done.
It just ended.
Yeah.
Oh, it just
last
ended.
year?
No,
And
2
it-
years ago.
It is.
Okay.
They did
It's
4
peak.
Have you been
seasons.
watching it?
I started, and then I have to be like in the right headspace
We
to,
should
like,
watch
to watch
it.
a drama.
But
it's comedy,
anxiety
too.
inducing a little bit also.
It
It's
is.
just how much they argue.
Yeah.
That's why I had to stop. Like, I was just freshly postpartum and just
I think it's so funny though. Like, it makes me laugh so
It is
much.
really,
Sure,
it
but-
is really funny, but for me, I have to be in the right headspace to watch a drama. And I know it's funny
That's
too,
fair.
but
It took us a long time to watch. God.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's heavy, you know.
Yeah.
But like when you're ready for it, there's nothing that hits quite like it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how Succession is.
Okay.
Because we
It's
started it.
HBO?
It's HBO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we started it maybe a year ago. We got
I
almost
think it
all
was
the way
more than
through, maybe 2 years ago.
We got halfway through season 1,
It was when season 4 was coming out, whenever that was.
so 2 years ago.
So we got like maybe 6 episodes in, and it just didn't hook us. And then we tried it again this year, and it really hooked me. And it's been kind of hard to go to other shows after having finished it.
Yeah.
Did you finish it,
Yeah, I
Mike?
get that.
No, we watched season 1 together, and then it was too hard for me.
The postpartum.
I appreciate the show and watching it in small pieces of like, basically looking over Braden's shoulder.
Mhm.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But I also mostly watched all the funny parts, and just all the arguing at the time was just, it was too much for me.
The whole cast won Emmys, basically.
Wow.
They're all like perfect for their roles,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And they all deserve it.
I could definitely
They
see us
all-
watching this again and watching it together.
Oh, I would watch it again right now. Like-
Not now.
Wow.
All right.
I would
It's
start
over.
it again now.
Podcast is over.
Yeah, we gotta go watch it. We're done. Okay, Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Breaking Bad. I like how it sounds like they're playing on a bong. That just sounds so 90s grungy. It's perfect for the setting, right?
Yeah. All right. Who are you asking this to?
I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
I like it.
I think I have a hard time with this one because for Breaking Bad with me, the only part of the theme song that is memorable to me is the like, I'm like, but you have the whole rest of the theme song that's like not memorable at all. But like that one part is so memorable if you watch the show.
Yeah.
And Malcolm in the Middle, I just don't think of the show as a whole as like it's definitely not as iconic as Breaking Bad. But the theme song itself, is it like better? Is it I don't know, more iconic? I don't really know. So I don't know. I don't really want to like give my take until maybe I hear some other.
Okay.
So you can hitch your wagon to someone
there you go.
else's.
Yeah.
We're all very impressionable, aren't we?
I'm picking Malcolm
I'm a
in the Middle.
sponge.
But yeah, I picked Malcolm in the Middle.
Okay. Why?
I love it.
You like the show better.
Well, I also never watched Breaking Bad.
So this is one where Micah is
But no, I like the theme song better.
okay. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, I like 90s grunge.
Yeah?
Also.
Yeah. Like Nirvana.
Sure.
Okay. Liv?
I don't know. I have to go with my emotional response, and that's Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I really respect Malcolm in the Middle, though, and the theme song.
Yeah.
I think it aligns really well with the theme of the show.
Yeah.
It's main actor going against like main actor.
I know.
Which is kind of funny.
Oh,
No
you're
matter
right.
what,
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston wins.
Bryan Cranston.
Good point. I just had a thought. I agree with Camden that the iconic part is the part that's in the main title crawl for every episode.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that I like is actually the extended part, the instrumental part that I'd never heard before. But because I never get to hear that as I'm actually watching the show, I prefer the experience of watching the Malcolm in the Middle intro song because I get the whole thing and I never skip it like Micah.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, I'm choosing Malcolm in the Middle.
Did you know that during Malcolm in the Middle, the dad, Hal, would come up with all these little songs that he would whistle or whatever? And when whoever was doing the licensing for music, he asked Hal, what song is that? I need to license it. And Hal's like, oh, I just made it up. And the licensor was like, well, if you go and get that, what is it, copyrighted, or say that you're the composer of that song, you will make money.
You get royalties off that.
Right. So he did, and apparently he spent that money throwing pizza parties for the cast and the crew and all of that.
And it was used afterwards? Like whatever song he was whistling was used in other stuff?
It was used in the filming in the show.
Gotcha.
Because it was during
they
filming.
Paid him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got paid for those little tunes that he made up.
That's cool.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Are we tied or?
Yeah, we're tied.
No,
I think
it's 2-1.
I can change my vote to Malcolm.
It's 2-1, and I'm going to go Malcolm in the Middle just because I think that those two notes don't make a big enough difference for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I had to be the one to stick up for Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is certainly iconic, probably more iconic.
It's a noble
but
vote.
Yeah, that's an opinion that you can have.
I think it is. I don't even actually think you can argue it. It's Breaking Bad is kind of universally thought of as one of the top 5 shows ever
Yeah.
by pretty much anyone. If you ask
For a long
anyone.
time, it was like the number one on
The
IMDb.
number
Yeah.
one,
I don't know if it still is, but
It could totally be. It's like it's that or Sopranos or The Wire. Those are the ones that I
I'm
always
surprised
hear.
by The Wire, actually. That's for another time, but
It's just because it was the first of its kind of the
okay.
long form, I think.
Okay.
Okay, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Narcos.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a hard time.
it's tough.
I'm gonna let you guys. It's called. I love that it's called Frolic. This is called Frolic.
It's just so funny.
Don't you just like picture like our kids doing stupid shit in that song? Like
So funny.
Andrew's climbing up the stairs and we're like, dude, get down. Yeah.
It
And
almost
then he
like
tumbles down.
it almost
Yes.
feels like a song that if you had playing and something happened while you were on public, you could just like look behind you and see a camera, just like
And then you go.
You're like, yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel.
It's so like suave.
It was very suave.
Yeah. They both take me to a place, man. I'm gonna let you guys convince me one or the other way.
I think Curb is more iconic. It just, like I kind of commented, it's just this, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I feel like the funny parts of the show, it's incorporated into the show. You know, when stuff happens, when Larry David does something or something happens to him,
Yeah.
it like starts playing that theme song,
Yeah.
hearing it. And so like I feel like it encapsulates the show and is used as more iconic. I don't necessarily think the composition itself is better, but it kind of makes you feel like in a little silly mood.
It does.
Mhm.
So
It does.
Mhm.
so I don't know, I'll give Curb on it.
Okay.
Narcos is really great for the show, and I think it really encapsulates what it is too. I just can't Curb. It's just like
You can't, in good conscience, not
Yeah.
choose Curb. For
Curb
you.
is also,
For me.
yeah.
well, I don't know, Curb is very like unique. I feel like when I
Yeah.
hear the Narcos
Yeah.
theme song, I almost think of the Dexter theme song too.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
it is somewhat similar.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, it's Curb.
Okay.
I think they're both so good, but for me, Curb theme song stays in the TV show, and the Narcos theme song
Is the intro, and that's it.
no, it
Oh, sorry.
it
sorry.
comes with
Sorry.
us. Yeah,
Excuse
why are you trying to talk for me?
you?
It
Hey, it's Father's Day, so you gotta be nice.
So what you're saying? Okay. Sorry.
it,
keep
it
going.
can be listened to outside of the show, and we've listened to it a ton.
Yeah.
And so I think for me,
For that reason.
for that reason, I have to pick Narcos.
Wow.
Mm.
And I hate saying that. I
That's
love the
something to think
Curb.
about. Dang. Because yeah, I do like it when I can listen to a theme song and not feel like a weirdo outside of watching the show. You both made good cases. It's a coin flip, and I'm leaning Curb for whatever reason today. So Curb.
All right.
All right. Looney Tunes versus Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Nah.
I
Okay.
think I
Easy.
picked Game of
Easy.
Thrones.
Easy.
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Looney Tunes.
Oh no! I'd say Looney Tunes too. No, it's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones. Come on. All right. Other side of the bracket.
Elite.
Round of 8. Simpsons versus Hawaii Five-0.
It's actually kind of hard.
That one is hard. I knew that one would be hard.
Simpsons. It's the Simpsons. That's the Jetsons. No, that's the Flintstones. Sorry, everybody.
Is it this one? I was thinking it was The Simpsons the whole time until like the beat drops in the Hawaii 501.
The Hawaii Five-0 one is definitely more of a boppy bop.
Yeah, but honestly, I think for me it's The Simpsons.
It's The Simpsons
Yeah.
for me. I don't think I need
Yeah.
to explain it.
I think The Simpsons. Part of it is I just have no connection to Hawaii Five-0.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that makes it hard too. I'm like, maybe people would be pissed about that, but I'm like, I don't
I
care.
think
I
people
don't
would be
care
pissed
about
if
it.
we didn't pick The Simpsons.
Maybe.
But that's not why we're doing it.
No, it's not.
Also
We're not doing it
just-
for the people.
It's also, yeah, like, screw the people, you know?
We're doing it in spite of them.
Yeah.
Honestly,
we're doing
like,
it to
screw
spite
you guys.
them, I would
Like,
say.
we don't care.
How dare you say Hawaii Five-0 is better than the people?
Ridiculous. That's a stupid opinion. It's The Simpsons. Come on now. All right, Simpsons move on to
Ooh.
the last 4.
Man.
All right, Severance versus Stranger Things.
It's tough.
Yeah, this one's toughy, isn't it?
I honestly don't know what I'm gonna pick.
Here we go. Severance starts now. We can get the glitch.
Oh, that's good.
That is so good.
And I say we need to like listen
Do the same
to different
thing.
parts. Yeah.
Yeah. That initial,
Mm-hmm.
it's great. A little choral in there at the end.
See, but if it was Kate Bush.
Running up that hill.
It was like a mashup.
Babushka.
Or Babushka. Yeah. What's the other one we love? Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, Wuthering
It's me, I'm Kelly.
Yeah. Wait, what was the first one?
Severance.
Oh, damn.
I feel like I had a little bit of an epiphany during
Oh.
that. Weirdly enough, Stranger Things.
I was wondering why you were glowing.
I started like rising up out of the seat. It was crazy. No, I think for me, what it is though with these two songs is Stranger Things encapsulates the '80s, but the show isn't. The show is set in the '80s, but the theme, like the show itself, is not about just being in the '80s. It's about like the Demogorgons and all, like the kind of like the weird, I don't know, other world they're a part of, and I feel like Severance's theme song just encapsulates the show better. And I really like the Stranger Things song, and I think it's really good and well composed. But as far as like a more iconic theme song for me, I'm like Severance kind of takes it for me.
Yeah, I'm mega biased towards Severance, having watched that video, and just, I mean, it is one of the most exciting shows out right now. I vote Severance too, even though, I mean, Stranger Things made it all the way to the final 8. And it may make it further, but for me, Severance.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then there were
Oh,
two.
boy. Oh boy.
And we have to say what we think?
Yeah, at this point you do.
My initial thought, I was going to vote Stranger Things before hearing what you guys said, so I'm just going to stick with that.
Okay.
Oh.
Just go with your heart. Which one do you...
I think it's Severance.
Okay.
But I really like the Stranger Things one.
Yeah, this is where it gets hard.
Yeah.
You're saying
It almost
goodbye
feel
to
like
some
it
of
maybe
these...
could have been in the final 4 too if it was against something else.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, would it have won against The Simpsons?
Well, Severance and Stranger Things are both so hot right now. Like, it's just...
Hansel. He's so hot right now. Yeah, that's from?
No, I don't.
Like, I think it would have beat Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Maybe Mike would be salty at me for that.
Which maybe that is a prelude to what's about to happen. But we're doing Succession versus Malcolm in the Middle.
Camden, you can't be in my house anymore.
And
House that you own?
Yeah, we own this one, by the way. I'm gonna do the same thing we did with the Severance theme. I'm gonna skip to the middle and then the end of Succession, just so we can hear. Here's Succession.
Wait, we're supposed to be picking between Succession and Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah. Go ahead, knock him in the middle. Take us away. Life is unfair.
That's pretty
Is that how you feel?
iconic.
Is that how you feel right now? Life is unfair. Well, let's see. Who knows? What's
This
gonna
isn't fun anymore.
happen? Micah, you want to go first?
You're all gonna hate me, and Malcolm in the Middle isn't gonna win, but that's what I pick.
Okay.
They're so good. That's not even fair. This game isn't fun anymore. Life is unfair.
Yeah.
That line is pretty
It
iconic,
is.
though. I always remember that from the theme song
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Succession, though,
And he's
I
always
think.
like this, peeking through his eyes.
Yeah.
Life is unfair.
But Succession just kind of,
Slaps, dude.
I don't know. I just is. I think it's just for me better.
I agree.
So where are you sleeping
You already
tonight,
copied it.
Camden?
Pasted
Down
it.
here.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Down
figured.
here, I guess.
Here.
I
Brandon's
mean,
box. I'll just sleep in it.
Brandon's box of memories.
Yes.
all right. Ooh. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Game of Thrones.
I think we need to listen
That's
to them.
Oh, really? It's that easy, huh? Okay.
Yeah, at least. for me.
Liv, what's your vote?
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I think the issue is that both of these did such a good job of fitting the theme or the genre of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because Curb is a comedy,
Yeah.
Mhm.
drama, whatever. And that's what the theme song is. It's funny,
Yeah.
and then Game of Thrones is a fantasy, right?
Fantasy
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah. And it does a really good job of fitting that
Transporting
genre.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw a wrench into this, folks, here. At this point in the game, where all of these are pretty much quality-wise very close to each other, does it matter which show you like more as a whole? Because I think it's fair to say that Curb stuck its landing way better than Game of Thrones.
Oh, like at the end of
Yeah,
everything.
just like, because when you think of a drama in totality, the whole drama has to work for the show to really work.
Mhm.
And I think that Game of Thrones messed it up bad enough in the end where the whole show, the show as a whole, kind of doesn't work like it should have.
Well, because when people say that they like Game of Thrones, there's always the caveat.
But you shouldn't watch the last season.
Yeah,
And
always.
some people say you shouldn't even watch the last 3, right?
I think at least last 2, you could say.
Yeah.
But for me, a little bit too is Game of Thrones lives on, and Curb, it's just the show. Like Game of Thrones, now they have House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And it's the same theme song, and it still works for that show, even though it's kind of like a precursor to the Game of Thrones series. It doesn't feel like you're stepping into a different world. It doesn't feel like it's disjointed, or that the theme song is in the wrong spot in that show. And so I feel like it kind of like lives on and has a bigger life than just that show itself. And for that reason, I think it's more iconic. Yeah.
But Curb lives on through the memes.
It does live on through the memes.
And through Braden.
And through, I am literally Larry David. Yeah. You know how people were like, the whole stupid, like, that's literally me with Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, where he's laying on the stairs in the snow.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Larry David, the balding, bespectacled Jewish man, Larry David.
You're none of those things.
That's me. Yeah, I know, but I connect with them.
You're a man, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm not rich either, so, although I do own a house now.
Yeah.
I think for me it's Curb. I think part of the reason why I love Game of Thrones, but that intro is a commitment, and I don't always sit through it. I'll be honest. It's like a 2-minute commitment. Yeah. It's pretty long.
For Game of Thrones?
Yeah. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think it literally is like...
It might even be longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's 3:13.
What is it?
1:46.
Really?
Okay.
So you're saying that it feels long.
longer.
Men overestimate, let's be real.
I'd say it's about average. What'd you guys say? I don't know.
I think I've seen longer. I think I put Curb.
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Okay.
I'm not changing my vote.
So that's fair. You don't. I wouldn't ask you to.
Wait, let me call Chase this time.
Okay.
See if he answers.
He'll. This will be good because he's seen both.
We actually need
Pull
it
up
this
the
time.
Game or Curb.
What's up?
Hey, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
We're recording our podcast right now, and we're doing a bracket of best theme songs for TV shows, and we have Curb versus Game of Thrones. Which one would you pick? Because we're tied.
More epic.
For me, Game of Thrones because it's more epic.
Okay.
Okay.
Epic it is.
Okay, thanks.
Game of Thrones moves on. All right. Down to the last 4. The Simpsons versus Severance. Do we want to listen again? Have we heard enough?
I think we're good now.
Okay.
I think I have my choice, but I don't like it.
Yeah, this one is.
This is really hard.
I think Simpsons, just because it's a much bigger show.
It is.
It's been longer standing.
It stood the test of time.
It stood the test of time. More people would recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Composition wise, I think that's the one spot it's lacking. This is just my take, but
I think it's just as good.
it could be.
I think they're
It
just as
could be. I'm just saying for what the show is. I guess
Yeah.
Severance, it just does so well to like set you up to watch it.
Yeah.
But I think overall for me, it's just like Simpsons is more iconic. That is what it is for me.
Yeah.
I agree. I picked The Simpsons.
Yeah, I would pick The Simpsons as well. Sorry, Severance.
Sorry, Braden.
I think at this going forward, I'm choosing my favorite, and I was trying to think of. I'm like, okay,
Don't put that on us.
So I was like, I'm putting it on me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but don't put it out there as though like we have to follow this.
No, you don't. But I think like I was like, oh yeah, so Severance is my favorite. But then I thought about it, and I was like, is it though? Because The Simpsons, I've loved that theme song for since I was a child. So I think I would also choose The Simpsons. I think you guys are right on the money. The Simpsons moves into the final. And now we have Succession versus Game of Thrones, the battle of HBO.
I think I know what I would pick.
I do too.
I've seen Game of Thrones, but I have not seen Succession.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even having not seen it, it falls flat. Like Game of Thrones falls flat to Succession.
Oh, to the opening.
Yeah.
Or just the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Okay.
Is Succession like a game of cat and mouse?
Yes,
Kinda,
in a sense. Yeah.
kinda.
It's who they're all posturing for power. They're all trying to
Outwit each
one up
other.
each other
Yeah.
and outwit each other and beat each other. It's
Yeah,
all
I
about
get
game
that.
theory.
I get that from
Yeah.
the song.
They're both in some sense about game theory and winning
Yeah.
the game, right? Liv says Succession. I say Succession.
I also say Succession.
Okay.
I guess I'll be the odd man. I say Game of Thrones, but it's doesn't make a difference in this vote. So
They're both excellent.
They're both so good. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they
Yeah.
made it to the top 4.
But I was already choosing one over Game of Thrones last time, and this one is just, for me, it's Succession. So in the final, we have Succession and The Simpsons.
That surprises me.
that's really tough because
Yeah.
I feel like they're really different. So
They're
I don't really
so
know, I don't really know what
different.
direction
They're so different.
go with.
Yeah.
I think for me it's Succession.
Okay. Why?
I think it probably plays a big part. I didn't grow up watching The Simpsons.
Mm.
I don't think I've seen an entire episode. I watched the movie and I really liked it. And I
Yeah.
really liked the theme song.
Yeah.
But
It's wonderful.
Succession is just a vibe. I
Okay.
feel like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, The Simpsons is fun and it's iconic.
Yeah.
And I know it,
It's not as much of a vibe.
but it's not as much as a vibe.
You're right. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you my perspective as someone that grew up on The Simpsons. I still think it's Succession because of everything you just said, and it just takes you to a place that The Simpsons theme song doesn't, or at least it does me. And like I'm not getting ready, putting on a shirt and tie, thinking of The Simpsons. I'm thinking of Succession. I'm just like, yeah. So I'm going with Succession. I think it's fantastic. And then also the other thing, as a show, because The Simpsons had like just excellent first seasons, and then it's been slowly declining.
Like they've had 40 seasons or whatever.
Yeah,
by now.
it's just Succession it's an all-timer. It's an instant classic, and it's one of my favorite shows.
I think also, like, when it comes down to it, you have to think about what the intro looks like. And I like the way that the Succession intro looks better
Oh, sure.
than The Simpsons.
For those that
Like, it's the Succession intro is like Super 8.
yeah,
And
very grainy.
it's supposed to be like the family, the kids when they were younger
And growing up.
Yeah, and growing up. And so it's supposed to be like a home video shot on Super 8.
Yeah.
So I like that vibe better also.
and they're all doing rich things,
Yeah.
but like there's all these shots of them together, but they're not really together. They're all
Standing separate. You can tell that they're separate.
they're pitted against each other by their dad, and
Even as kids.
you never see their dad's face. Like you see him like waving his hands and the rings on his finger and whatever, and then you see him from behind in the boardroom, and he's just wearing his iconic cardigan.
He's like the mayor from
Yeah,
Powerpuff Girls.
and it's just like slowly zooming in on this just like freaking Emperor Palpatine presence or whatever. I agree with you. I think it's a masterpiece intro. That's two of us. What do you guys think?
I lean towards Succession.
You can choose whatever you want.
I'm not looking at you for approval.
I feel tension in the room now.
I actually am going to go Simpsons.
Okay.
But the reasons are a little different. I think
Okay.
what you're I guess placing importance on is a little different than what I would place importance on when I'm thinking of like most iconic theme song. I guess for me it's just like the most iconic, the thing that most people are going to recognize. I can picture kind of the same way you're saying with Succession. I can picture the theme song, Bart's riding a skateboard, the whole family's in front of
At first he's writing lines, remember?
right, he's writing lines,
yeah.
but then like he hops on the skateboard.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the family going through all their stuff. At the very end, they're sitting on the couch.
Yeah, they all jump on the couch.
And it's just like, I don't necessarily like the song better, but as far as a iconic song that I think everybody knows, and the composition's really good, and just what's more recognizable, it's just The Simpsons. But that's just different reasons than Succession, but I think equally valid.
But again, we're not doing most iconic. That's just one of the primers, right? It's better. Whatever better means to you. And for Camden, iconic plays a huge
I think
factor
iconic
in
is
that.
a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's fair.
I kind of want our two friends to weigh in on it.
Okay.
I think that we should just call them
both?
both. Yeah.
Okay,
Call
so
Armando
let's
first.
call it split. And then let's have Armando jump in. Because this is the big cheese, the big haunch,
Mhm.
you know? I think they need to listen to the whole thing, too, don't you?
No,
You don't think so?
that's too much to ask.
All right.
I'm sorry, 3-1, so it doesn't really matter that much. But
Yes, sir.
So we're down to the last one, and we're getting people's opinions. So better theme song, whatever that means to you, could mean iconic, could mean gets you in the mood to watch the show, could mean
You just
the
like it
composition
better.
you like better, could just be the vibes it brings, whatever.
Okay, which one are you picking between The Simpsons and Succession?
Wouldn't that be hilarious if we lost him?
Armando?
Mm.
Are you asleep?
Mm.
I think he is.
Did he fall asleep?
Okay, 99.
Night.
Mm.
He's asleep.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, jeez. All
Okay,
right.
call Chase.
So that was a bust. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We've got one more for you.
Mhm.
Keep in mind, not necessarily the most iconic. It's whatever better means to you. So if that means better composition, whatever you vibe with more, whatever gets you in the mood to watch that show more, that could also be what is the better one for you.
Between those two?
Yep.
Yeah.
Succession.
Okay.
Oh.
Why?
Because it makes me just want to watch some billionaires cry.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
All right. Just so you know, that's what won. That's the winner. Most iconic
Nice.
theme song. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So there you have it. We have
Wow.
crowned our champion.
Sorry, Cam.
I didn't think this was going to happen, but I'll be totally honest. This is what I wanted to happen from the beginning.
I'm just curious though, a little bit. Do you think there's a little bit of recency bias at all?
I think there
Or not.
probably is. Probably.
As far as what you've seen most recently, I'm just a little curious.
Maybe, possibly, because we have had this theme song playing in our house for the last
Yeah.
few months.
I'm not saying it's the wrong decision or anything like that, but I'm just a little bit curious, if we redid this in a year, if it'd be the same or not.
We should try it again.
But, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah, I wonder, because we did listen to the Narcos theme song a lot when Braden was watching Narcos.
yeah, so would you maybe have chosen Narcos?
That's what
over
I'm
this?
wondering.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's a good question. I will say, even when I listened to Narcos a bunch because I was watching Narcos, and even when we were watching Game of Thrones, I never thought about the theme songs of those shows super intensely the way I have about Successions.
But I also wonder if you watching Succession by yourself helped.
No.
Because when we watched Game of Thrones, when we watched any show, I made us skip the intro.
But I still did the same thing about Severance, I'll say. I personally prefer Succession.
Yeah.
You made us skip Severances a bunch as well. But Severance is another really special one where I was just picking it apart, And it's really only happened with these two shows. But I prefer Succession.
I still think Malcolm in the Middle should have won.
That's right.
Oh Lord.
Well, Liv was the most objective because she hasn't really watched Succession. She hasn't really watched The Simpsons. So at the end of the day, I think she, without bias, really, I think she kind of has the best opinion on at least the final two, I would say. So,
Yeah,
Wow,
we're
am
least
I
biased.
the MVP of the podcast
Whoa,
today?
did you?
Aw.
Yeah.
they should make a little graphic, a little check mark next to her.
We should have got a trophy, huh? I want to say, if your favorite show was not on this list, comment. And if this video does well enough, we'll take all the comments
We'll do it again.
and we'll fill up the rest. We'll fill it up to 32 again, and we'll run it back with the winner. Maybe a couple of the runner-ups as well, just for fun, and see if our minds change.
And just FYI, honorable mention, Friends, but we all don't really like that show, so sorry to all you
Yeah.
Friends lovers out
Oh
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Friends didn't even make it to this
I
list,
think
right?
It got
I put
bumped
Bluey.
because of Bluey. Yeah.
just to spite Friends.
Just so you know, we were
Sorry,
thinking about
It would have
it.
lost in the first round just because I think there's too much negativity.
I'll just have
from
a
us
visceral
between
reaction to
but
it. Yeah.
If you're just a huge Friends fanatic, I'm sorry to you. But
Friends Natic.
yeah, Friends fanatic.
But also, if you are, don't listen to the podcast.
Oh, wait, what? Don't listen.
Don't listen to our podcast.
Oh, don't listen
Yeah.
to this. Oh, sure, yeah.
Because
We don't like it.
we don't. Yeah.
Like, do you know that? Do you guys remember that part in The Dark Knight where Two-Face gets mad and he's like, he slams his hand down and he's like, "Shut up!" That's
Yeah.
me when I hear the Friends freaking.
Honestly,
Right,
shut up.
so-
That's kind of me when people are like, "It's my favorite show." I'm like, okay, come on now. Like, let's
Yeah.
grow up, please.
Tell me you don't have taste.
Lots of judgment, but
Sorry.
you know what?
Sorry, folks.
I think Seinfeld should have won. In all honesty.
Say Bible.
No, it's just not quite good enough, you know.
Mm.
But it's good. This was fun.
It was good. I think it ended up way different than I thought, but in a good way, you know.
I was
Holy shit.
oh wow,
How long?
2
2
hours.
hours.
All right. Well, that's all, folks.
I was surprised how far Severance made it. Honestly, I expected Game of Thrones to make it pretty far. I expected Succession to get at least to round of 8, and I'm happy it won. Simpsons, I'm not surprised by at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what do you guys got coming up? Anything planned, and kind of fill that in the future?
I know we have said this for a few weeks. We haven't finished The Apprentice. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll finish The Apprentice, honestly. It's just not interesting.
It's not hooking us
I
really.
just don't care.
Yeah.
You guys know what that's about?
It's not The
Mm.
Apprentice like Donald Trump's reality TV
Yeah.
show.
No,
is
it's the
Oh.
movie that came out last year.
About
About
Trump.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard of it actually.
It's also just kind of like it's very anti-Trump,
It's kind of
and
bummer
I'm not
show.
saying we're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, but I don't want to like just off the cuff talk about this movie without really researching how true and
It
not
feels
true.
like there's a lot of bias towards
Yeah.
one side.
yeah,
Well, it's a really hot topic right now.
right.
For sure.
Not to say that we're wussing out about it. It's just that I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to really research it the way I want.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
Besides that, I don't really.
Andor, you're watching something too. Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah, the last season. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll have that done by the next episode, though.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Of course, it's fun every time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be on
In 6 months.
in 6 months. Yeah, if not
Oh, yeah.
sooner. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Year's gone by fast.
Good stuff. Maybe we'll do movies next. I don't know.
Mm,
Probably not.
probably not.
But maybe.
Like
I
soundtrack.
think that'd be a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Or intros, yeah.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.